On November the 16th, 1963, Air Force One touched down at the Cape skid strip, bringing President Kennedy on his third visit to America's spaceport. He was welcomed by Major General Leighton I. Davis, commander of the Air Force Missile Test Center, NASA Administrator James Webb, and NASA Launch Operations Center Director Kurt Debus. The President moved out quickly on his whirlwind tour, stopping outside the Saturn Blockhouse on Complex 37 for a Project Gemini briefing by Air Force astronauts Cooper and Grissom. After another briefing inside the Blockhouse on Project Apollo, the President and his party, which included Florida's Senator Smathers, drove to the base of the giant Saturn. Saturn will carry an American crew to the moon in this decade, a goal established by the young President shortly after he took office in 1961. The President then boarded a nearby helicopter for an aerial tour of the space launch areas and a 30-mile flight to the USS Observation Island. The Commander-in-Chief was piped aboard. Donning a sailor's jacket, he looked every inch the naval officer he was during World War II. The fleet performed flawlessly, and President Kennedy saw his first Cape missile launch, a Polaris, from the submerged nuclear submarine, the Andrew Jackson. A proud commander congratulated a proud crew. The President returned to the Cape by helicopter. His visit expressed his continuing support for the nation's space program. President Kennedy bids his farewells. On November 25th, the Cape was closed. Officers and men of the Air Force Missile Test Center assembled for memorial services. Brigadier General Harry J. Sands, Jr., the center vice commander, spoke.
He moved among us with warmth and interest and awareness of our efforts. It is well to remember that we are assembled here today not because of the shocking way that he died, but because of and in tribute to the way he lived. We salute the memory of our late President, John F. Kennedy, and salute as well, in token of our steadfast devotion to duty, the new President and Commander-in-Chief, Lyndon B. Johnson.
Demonstrating a determination to move forward toward the goals established under the late President, Cape workers the next night launched an interplanetary monitoring platform. It was the 21st straight success for the Thor Delta. NASA underlined this determination the next day, successfully launching the Atlas Centaur. The entire Centaur upper stage was placed in orbit. On Thanksgiving Day, President Lyndon Johnson announced the Cape would trade one world-famous name for another. Cape Canaveral will hereinafter be known as Cape Kennedy.